Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm with Heather Staff, who is a stat queen when it comes to property. Heather, as co-founder of Spectre, you ran some figures by me a couple of years ago that you said only 1 in 8 house sellers go back to the original estate agent they bought their house through. That seems awfully low. Why do you think that is? Talk to me.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Very, very few purchasers of a property will use the agent that they purchased from to then sell that house.
Because obviously the buyer is they're moving into the home. It's not as if it's the vendor that's moved. You know, they're cuddly, warm and fuzzy.
Exactly. Usually, because they've ended up in the house, you can't have messed it up that much.
Yeah,
so
it's like shooting fish in a barrel, isn't it? Yeah. Not that I've ever shot fish in a barrel.
I think it boils down to 3 reasons. So one, the sales cycle, for want of a better term, in estate agency is so long that I think a lot of agents think, what's the point? Even though they've put in the hard work, they've maybe left them with a really good impression, they've got a relationship, they know this person, they know them, they know that the house is in their patch, and that person also knows that that agent has got the ability to sell that house because they already have once to them. However, I think agents have to think long term in terms of when...
Long term?
Yeah, and I think that's...
Because you do know what the definition of long term is with an estate agent, it's their pipeline.
Yeah, well, this is a bit of a problem, isn't it? The second problem is, how do you know as an agent if that person is still in that same house without doing a land registry search each time? So you don't know whether they have in fact moved on in the meantime. So you could be marketing to them and actually it's a different person in the house. And then the third reason is I think because agents don't necessarily know what to say. So I don't think they know how to market to them.
Well, let's be honest, they're not probably thinking of selling, but surely you just need them to get the phone to pick up the phone to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at the end of the day, every agent seems to, not every agent, that's not fair. A lot of agents seem to just win every single new instruction from scratch. Whereas there's this big portion of people that you've already got a relationship with, they know you and they've probably got a good impression because like you say, they're in that house. So how badly wrong could it have gone? So I think it's challenging, but I think we're possibly one of the only industries that doesn't regularly communicate and maintain relationships with past clients. And I think that's criminal. We do not need to scrap over every single new instruction. You just keep the ones that you've already got.
So if you can play the long game, I mean, what would advice, without turning this into a sales pitch, I'm assuming I'm a huge believer in content marketing, of giving them great information that's interesting to them. Surely if they talked about the property and what it's probably worth at the moment, that's a good start, isn't it? I
think that's exactly it. You just want to give them something that they find useful. I think, frankly, nobody wants to receive a Christmas card or an anniversary card from their agent. That's just, nobody does. But if you can give them something whereby you're showing your own knowledge off in a
well, you've got the photos of the house.
Way.
You know the house. You should be able to value it.
Yeah, and obviously this is why I presume you're asking me this question, but we've got Hello again that does all that for you. So the estimated valuation of the house now, how much it's appreciated or not, as the case may be, since it was purchased. If it's not, it automatically doesn't show that, by the way. Most recent sales in the area, highest value transactions since their purchase. Juicy, gossipy information that, let's face it, we're all obsessed with, our homes. And it's stuff that relates to them personally and that they like reading.
Absolute top tips. Thank you very much for your time today, Heather.
Cheers, Chris.